Okay, welcome to our 80-day obsession kickoff call. I've been waiting for this call for forever because that means that we're getting a little bit closer to the launch and the start of 80-day obsession. So I'm super excited. I've done a ton of research. I'm in the coach test group, so I've been paying attention to that group all day long today to make sure that we get all of your questions answered and that we go over every single part of the program, the time nutrition, which I know is what we will mostly have questions over tonight to make sure that we are totally 100% prepared for Monday. So kind of what this will look like, everybody's microphone is muted right now. I have put together some slides just to kind of give you a visual as we kind of walk through everything, because if you're the same type of learner as me, I learn better whenever I see stuff. So we'll kind of walk through all of those slides, and then at the end, we'll do a Q&A. So be sure you have a notepad and a pen or a piece of paper or something to jot your questions down on as we progress throughout the course of the presentation, just to be sure if I say something or if I talk about something that you have a question about or that you want me to explain a little bit better or more in depth, you can get those questions answered at the end. So I'm going to go on ahead and share my screen with you. Hopefully you can see it. If you can't see it, then somebody just let me know. But if I don't hear anybody, I'm going to assume that you can see it. Okay, so it's time to learn to love the journey, because fitness is not just a destination. Time to get obsessed. So I thought that this quote was extremely fitting for this specific conversation around a program that's specifically called 80-Day Obsession. I know that we've kind of talked about this before if you've been in our Prepare to Get Obsessed group for a while. Something that Autumn talks about is that at first she hated the name of the program, 80-Day Obsession. She was like, I don't want people to think that in order to be healthy or to focus on your fitness journey that you have to be obsessed and act in an obsessive way over it. But if we shift our mindset to understanding that it's about just being obsessed with your health in general, then the name totally makes sense and it makes it that much more exciting. She also has talked about the fact that some people have said, Autumn, you want us to eat clean and work out for 45 to 60 minutes a day for 80 days straight, to which she responds, yes, this is an 80-day program, but you should not put a time limit or a time restriction on your health and fitness, right? Because it is your life and it should become hopefully more of a routine and habit that creates ultimately a lifestyle change for you. So I really want us to, as we progress throughout the next, it's actually, I think it's 90 days, 90-ish days with 80 specific workouts, of course, because there's a rest day on every Sunday that they don't count in the calendar. I want us to learn to love the journey, because even though this is an 80-day program, or however many specific days it is, it's an 80-day workout program. That's not our end goal. Yes, it is a kickstart and a foundation to us building healthier habits and really creating and sculpting and toning the body that we ultimately want by the end of this program. But it's really just a kickstart for an incredible rest of our lives of being the healthiest, happiest, fittest, and most fulfilled that we've ever been. So I wanted to kickstart things with this video from Mel Robbins. If you're not familiar with who Mel Robbins is, she is the author of Miracle Morning. She's fabulous. She's incredible. I love her. But I wanted to, this video is super short. It's like 2.5 minutes or so. But I wanted to play this because I feel like going into this process, this is the mindset and the perspective that we really need to take and that we really need to have. So let's watch this really quickly. If it will play, maybe. There we go.
There are so many people in the world, and you know, you may be watching this right now, and you have these incredible ideas, and what you think is missing is motivation. And that's not true, because the way that our minds are wired, and the fact about human beings, is that we are not designed to do things that are uncomfortable or scary or difficult. Our brains are designed to protect us from those things, because our brains are trying to keep us alive. And in order to change, in order to build a business, in order to be the best parent, the best spouse, to do all those things that you know you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams, you're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary, which sets up this problem for all of us. you're never going to feel like it. Motivation's garbage. You only feel motivated to do the things that are easy. We all have a habit of hesitating. We have an idea. You're sitting in a meeting. You have this incredible idea. And instead of just, saying it, you stop and you hesitate. You can truly trace every single problem or complaint in your life to silence and hesitation. Those are decisions. And what I do and what's changed my life is waking up and realizing that motivation's garbage. I'm never going to feel like doing the things that are tough or difficult or uncertain or scary or new. So I need to stop waiting until I feel like it. And number two, I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income, a totally different relationship with my kid.
I don't know what happened. Anyways, I think you get the point. I wanted to show you this video because I think that whether or not you truly realize the journey that you're about to embark on with 80-Day Obsession, this is the mindset and the perspective that you're going to need to have. You're going to have to realize that the workouts are going to be challenging. They're going to push you. They're going to force you to move in certain ways and to work out for periods of time that you're probably not used to. And that the time nutrition may seem a little complicated and overwhelming at first, but the longer you commit to the process, the easier things will get. And that if what you want out of committing to this program is going to be uncomfortable, and that even though your brain is wired to tell you to not do what it's going to take to get to the end of the 80 days, you have to be strong enough in your commitment and in your goal to yourself to complete the program from start to finish. So hopefully that inspired or motivated you just a little bit. And of course, we will be sharing content like this throughout the course of the group over on Facebook to ensure that you're staying inspired throughout the process and that you're really focusing on your mindset and your perspective, because ultimately that internal shift and transformation is going to be what gets you through on the days where you just want to give up. So now what I wanted to do kind of after some of that motivation and inspiration is shift into looking at some 80-Day Obsession results from the original coach test group, the coaches that went through this program first. I'm sure you have seen these plastered all over social media because the results are incredible, but I just wanted to show you some more of them that I just really love. This is actually a husband and wife team. Of course, befores are on the left and afters are on the right. And I think that as we kind of go throughout some of these specific results and progress pictures, you will realize that this program is for everybody. It's considered an intermediate program because, of course, the workouts are a little bit more challenging. It's utilizing equipment that no other program that Beachbody has ever released or that has been launched on Beachbody On Demand has ever used before, but that it doesn't matter your body type. It doesn't matter how much weight you have to lose or how much toning you have to do or how many kids you've had or at what stage in the game you are in terms of your fitness journey. Anybody can get results with this program if you stick with it. So hopefully some of these results kind of show you that. Okay, so let's talk really quickly about the Facebook group, and then we will move into talking, of course, about the getting started guide, the starter guide, the time nutrition, the meal plans, trackers, Beachbody On Demand. We'll talk about all of it. So as far as the Facebook group is concerned, hopefully you have been keeping up with the content that I've been posting in there. I will be posting sort of prep week information in there, like I have been the entire duration of this week on Monday, Tuesday, and then today I posted in there, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will all be some sort of prep week posts, so be sure you're checking that out. I'm pinning those posts to the top of the page, as I will do every day of the group for the entire 80 days. So be sure that you're checking in the group. I want you to log and share everything here. So if you've been in a regular accountability group over on the My Challenge Tracker app, you're a little bit more familiar with this process. If this is your first group, that is okay. I just want you to know that this group is your support system. That is what we are here for. So I want you to, log your workouts, log your Shakeology, share recipes. We're going to be sharing our meal plans in the group. So every Sunday evening, I will make a post and pin it to the top to remind you to share your meal plan for the week with the group. Not only will this help hold you accountable in terms of planning for the week, but it will also maybe allow somebody else to get some ideas as far as recipes are concerned, or as far as, how you're planning your week if you happen to fall in the same bracket as somebody else. So share your meal plans in the group as well. We will, of course, share our struggles and challenges. If you're having a really challenging day, or if if the workout was really hard, or if, something happened in your personal life that just really is forcing you to not want to work out that day, or whatever the case may be, share those struggles and challenges in the group, but also share those victories and successes. Even if this is like a non-scale victory, which you'll hear us refer to pretty often, called an NSV, like your jeans are fitting better, or you have more energy, or you increased your weights. Any and every part of this journey, I want you to feel comfortable sharing in the group. Now, maybe you have noticed, this is going to be a little scary for a lot of us, including myself, that I have created individual folders or albums, essentially photo albums in the group, with each one of your names attached to them. What this folder is going to be used for is for you to upload your progress, photos, measurements, and weight. So I'm pretty sure in the trackers in the Getting Started guide, there is only trackers for you updating your progress, photos, weights, and measurements at the end of each phase. I will be tracking mine at the end of every week. So it's totally up to you how you want to do that. I would encourage you to do that as well. If you just want to track your progress at the end of every phase, then that's fine too. It's totally up to you. But all of this will be uploaded in your folder. There's a few reasons for this. One, it holds you accountable. If you know that at the end of phase 1 or at the end of week 1, you're going to be uploading, progress measurements, your weight, and photos. Maybe not photos every week. That would probably just be a phase by phase thing. But if you know that at the end of every phase, you're going to be uploading this progress information, you know that everybody else in the group is going to be seeing it. So that will hold you a little bit more accountable in terms of, your coach knowing that you are sticking to the program and that you're doing what needs to be done in order to get results. So accountability, motivation, hopefully some of the the ladies in the group, hopefully their results and their progress will motivate you and inspire you to continue on this journey. And I can promise you that progress photos and measurements are going to be a source of motivation that is super scary at first, but that will get you through, because sometimes the scale doesn't move. And especially in a program like 80-Day Obsession, where we're really toning and sculpting and shaping our muscles, the scale may move in a way that you're not used to. So those progress photos and measurements are going to be imperative. And then obviously to support, cheerlead, and motivate each other as well, to kind of, encourage people along their journey. And then, like I mentioned, there will be daily posts by coaches in the group pinned to the top of the page. So be sure that you are checking in to the Facebook group every single day, because there's going to be information that you're going to want to know. Okay, so now let's get started. So most of this information, hopefully you have logged on to Beachbody On Demand. You have watched the beginning videos, the eating plan tips, and the getting started video, and the week 1 weekly obsession video. Hopefully you've checked out, the program materials, and you've printed your guide, and you've printed your eating plan. A lot of this stuff is repetitive from what is in those guides. So we're not going to spend too much time on the logistics of information, but most of our time on the time nutrition, because I know that that is where most of our questions are coming from. So kind of keep that in mind. If you have not gone through this material yet, you need to do it like yesterday, because it is time to start planning and preparing. This is not going to be a program that you can kind of fly by the seat of your pants and hope that you get it right every day. So, and hopefully you knew that before you committed to the group. So these are all the steps that are listed in the starter guide. Of course, first and foremost, your pictures and your measurements. You will take these the night before your first workout. So on Sunday, either during the day or in the evening or in the morning, whatever works best for you. On Sunday, January 14th, that's this coming Sunday, you can utilize the measurements chart that is in your starter guide. I would highly recommend doing so. Or if you have another sort of tracker that you want to keep up with, just make sure that it has all of these specific body parts listed. And then right here, it shows you exactly where to measure. You will also update these progress photos and measurements in your weight, of course, at the end of phase 1 and at the end of phase 2, and then, of course, at the very end of the entire program so that you can track your progress. There's a link right here, and I'm going to be posting all of these slides in our Facebook group as well so that you guys can go back through and copy and paste this link to look at this specific blog. But on Beachbody On Demand, on the Team Beachbody blog, there is a whole article on how to take before and after photos. One thing I will say about measurements specifically is it's more important that you're measuring in the same spot every single time you measure versus being sure that you're getting the measuring tape, you know, in the exact spot that's on this picture. So for example, if you are measuring, you know, your chest and you feel like you're measuring a little bit too high, as long as you're measuring in the same spot at the end of phase 1 and phase 2, so that those measurements are staying consistent as far as where you're measuring, then that's all that really matters. And then, of course, hopefully you know about the Beachbody Challenge contest. At the end of the 80 days, you can submit your progress photos and information to get a free 80-day obsession tank top or t-shirt. So be sure to keep that in mind. And like I said, all of this stuff is in your starter guide. I'm just recapping it really briefly. Hopefully you have calculated your calorie target. Now, this is straight out of the starter guide. This is the calculation formula that you will use to calculate your calorie bracket. You will put in your current weight right here, multiply it by 11. That will give you your caloric baseline. And then you will use that number and add 600 to it, and that will give you your maintenance calories. And then you will take your maintenance calories and subtract 750, and that will be your calorie target. So once you have that calorie target number, you will use this little bracket guide that's in your starter guide that will help you determine which eating plan you fall under. So we're gonna go over some time nutrition information, and just for the purpose of this presentation, I'm using Plan B. I actually am gonna be following Plan A. That's where my calorie bracket fell into, but it doesn't matter which plan you're on. It's the concept of time nutrition in the workout block is the same. Your number of containers just looks a little bit different, obviously. So you will recalculate your bracket at the end of every phase. So be sure that you're referring to that starter guide in the different eating plans that are on Beachbody On Demand to ensure that you're following the right plan. This is how you find your eating plan. Just log on to Beachbody On Demand, click on 80-Day Obsession, the overview, the workout list, and then the program's material guide. This is where you're gonna find all of the program materials, including the eating plans. They'll be right down here under nutrition. Watch the starter video. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the presentation. There is a quick start tips video that kind of just reiterates some of the things in the starter guide. There's eating plans, tips that are really useful. And then every single week, you'll notice over here and in your starter guide, there is a weekly obsession video that will be posted. I'm pretty sure that it's posted the Sunday before the next week starts. The week 1 weekly obsession video is already posted. I loved getting to know the cast. It was a super fun video to watch. So be sure that every single week you're hopping on there and you're checking out those weekly obsession videos for sure. Now, how do you get your workouts? Obviously, Beachbody On Demand. Under program materials, you will notice that the workout calendar is there. If you ordered any sort of 80-day obsession bundle, which I'm pretty sure everybody in the group did, or you wouldn't be in the group, then you got a workout calendar with your program. You can also print it off from Beachbody On Demand under program materials. It is also, as we progress throughout the phase, the cover photo of our group will be the calendar. So however you want to get access to that calendar is fine with me. One thing that I do want you to do is at least have a hard copy of it. So print it out or use the one that came with your pack and put it up either on the wall or even on the floor is fine, in wherever you're doing your workout space. This will not only keep you on track with exactly what workout you have to do for that day, but there is something just so gratifying and satisfying about crossing off one by one every day of a specific program. So I want to encourage you to do that as well. So as far as the workouts are concerned, obviously there are 6 different types of workouts. If you have been doing a Little Obsessed, these will sound really familiar. Total body core is an hour long. The booty workout is an hour long. Cardio core is anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on what phase we're talking about. Same thing with AAA, 50 to 60 minutes, depending on the phase. Leg day is about 45 minutes, and then cardio flow is 30 to 45 minutes. Now, I know that these workouts are a little bit longer than our regular 21-day fix or even our Little Obsessed workouts. Most of them are going to be in that 50 to 60 minute range, including the warm up and the cool down. It's okay. You can do it. I promise. It's all about your mindset and all about your perspective. I know that it's a little bit longer, but I'm really convinced that these workouts are going to be so very different than any other program you've ever done, and every single workout is different. They were filmed live. Everyone is different. So I really think that it's going to make that 50 to 60 minutes go by really fast. It's going to keep things interesting. And as long as you don't go into the workout dreading it, you're going to be fine. There are 2 bonus routines for self-care. I don't remember the exact names of them. I know that one is like a 15 or 20 minute how to use your foam roller to stretch. Self-care is a really big emphasis in this program. Autumn will talk frequently about being sure that you're taking care of yourself. Hopefully you have seen that sleep is a big component of this program and ensuring that you're getting enough rest. She will encourage you to take a nap or get your nails done or go get a massage or take a bath and soak in Epsom salt, and really just ensure that you're making yourself a priority, because that is what this program is all about, is you focusing on you. Equipment, obviously, light, medium, heavy weights. The pound of weight that you will need will just depend on where you're at in your fitness journey. Light could be 3 pounds or 5 pounds. Medium could be 5 or 10 or even 12. And then heavy could be, anywhere from 15 to 30. So it just kind of depends on where you're at. You're probably going to have to test this out a little bit. Your loops and your slides, obviously, that came with your bundle. Foam roller and a mat. These are optional but suggested. One of these self-care videos is a foam roller video. You can order one from the Team Beachbody website or, of course, Amazon. You can get one at Academy or Walmart or anywhere. They're relatively inexpensive. And then you can either use a Beachbody comfort mat or just any sort of yoga mat just to kind of protect your tailbone for when we do some ab work on the ground. Okay, now the eating plan and what most of you probably showed up to this call for. Some terms that you are going to need to know. Workout block. If you kind of played around with the A Little Obsessed eating plan, you will know that a workout block is the 4 to 5 hour window surrounding your workout. This is going to be imperative as we kind of progress throughout learning the eating plan and figuring out exactly what time nutrition is. Refeed day, you don't have to worry about this right now, but I just wanted to mention it. This will be in phase 2. She will give you a day of increased carb intake to help really, restore that glycogen to your muscles and to give you sort of a mental booster as well. Peak week, which will be the final week of the program, where you do the opposite. You kind of deplete yourself of carbs and increase your protein to really kind of shred out that last final week. Supplements, obviously, Energize and Recover is something that came with your bundle. Energize is pre-workout, Recover is post-workout. Hydrate and Recharge is something that you will have to purchase separately if those are supplements that you're interested in. Hydrate, you just drink during your workout to help, with electrolyte restoration. And then Recharge is something that you can drink right before bed to just help with soreness for the next day. Shakeology, if you don't know what Shakeology is, then sorry about you. Okay, time nutrition. So time nutrition is all about when you eat, and how when you eat is just as important as what you eat. So like I said, just for all intents and purposes of this specific video and training module, I'm going to use Plan B. Even if you fall in Plan A, Plan C, D, E, it doesn't matter which plan you fall under. The workout block is essentially the same. The difference is going to come with those extra containers and kind of where they're fitting in your other meal options. So pre-workout meal will be 60 minutes to 90 minutes before your workout. So it specifically tells you the purpose of a pre-workout meal and exactly what that pre-workout meal will consist of. So for example, pre-workout meal will consist of 1 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, and a teaspoon, which is a veggie, a protein, a carb, and then something from the teaspoon list. Now, you do not have to exactly eat 60 to 90 minutes before you work out, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I know that that's kind of a scary component for some people. Oh my gosh, I have to wake up 60 minutes or 90 minutes earlier than normal. Like, there's no way I can do that if I'm a morning worker outer. There's no way that I can do that, but we'll get there. We'll talk about it. So don't stress about that. And then, of course, 20 to 30 minutes before your workout, you will hopefully drink Energize. If you haven't tried Energize yet, reach out to me and let me know, and I'll send you a sample. It is a game changer as far as the intensity of your workout and just really your motivation to get your workout done. You'll do your workout, and then during your workout, if you choose to drink Hydrate to help kind of replace electrolytes, you can do that. If not, it's not a big deal. Within 30 minutes after your workout, if you are utilizing the Performance line, you will have a purple, which is a fruit, and your Beachbody Performance Recover, which just essentially helps get protein back to your muscles to help with muscle protein synthesis. And then 1 to 2 hours after your workout, you're gonna eat your post-workout meal to really help refuel your body with the proper nutrients. This meal looks identical to your pre-workout meal. Now, this meal option right here, we'll talk about this in a second, but this meal option right here, if you're a little nervous as to how big of a pre-workout meal this meal option right here is, you can swap these, and it tells you that right here. You can swap your pre-workout meal with this option. This is a great Shakeology option for those of you that like to put fruit in your Shakeology. Shakeology counts as a red container, so this would be your Shakeology and half of a banana or some strawberries and peanut butter or something like that. And you can do this, you can swap this with your pre-workout meal if you want something a little bit lighter. Or if you, let's say that you are going to eat your pre-workout meal just 30 minutes before your workout, so you don't think that your body will have enough time to digest a green, a red, a yellow, and a teaspoon, you can just drink your Shakeology, do your workout, and then just swap these around. So meal option 2, it gives you the color containers for those. Meal option 3, color containers for those. And then of course, if you are using the entire Performance line, recharge before bed. Now, some things we need to talk about. Make notes of these things. You can move around your meal options, but you cannot separate or change the containers within the meal options. Okay, I'll go back to the other slide to kind of really show you what that looks like in a second. You cannot move around the workout block options. So you can move around meal option, 1, 2, 3, but you cannot move around your workout block options outside of swapping that meal option 1 for your pre-workout meal if you find that the pre-workout meal is too heavy or if you're eating less than 30 minutes before your workout. So let me hop back to this and tell you what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying in terms of swapping around your meal options but not changing or swapping out the containers is this. Let's say that it's time, let's say that you ate this pre-workout meal, you had your Energize, you did your workout, you had your strawberry blended with your chocolate Recover, and then you had your post-workout meal. So now we're down here. Let's say that you wanted to have your Shakeology for like an afternoon snack. And let's say it's time to eat meal option 2, but you don't really want that combination of containers right now. What you want is like a grilled chicken salad with some sweet potatoes and some hummus. I know that's a weird mixture, but I'm just making it up. Let's say that that's what you want to eat at this point. You can swap, you can swap meal option 3 for meal option 2, but you can't swap around these actual containers of what that meal option consists of. Does that make sense? You can swap when you're eating each meal option outside of the workout block. So like down here, you can swap these around as long as you're not moving the actual containers around. So just the meal options you can swap. You can't move the containers around, except for this pre-workout meal with meal option 1. And it's all listed here for you. It says right here, if the pre-workout meal is too heavy or you're eating less than an hour before you work out, you can swap this option with your pre-workout meal. You'll just swap them. But you will not alter the containers that meal option consists of. Okay, I know that's a little bit complicated. Just read this over and over and over until it makes sense. The reason why you cannot move around this post-workout meal, the post-workout supplement, and then you either have to do this pre-workout meal or this meal option 1 is because of that workout block and the importance of what is time nutrition, how you fuel your body before a workout and how you are replacing nutrients into those muscles and refueling your body right after a workout. That workout block is exactly what time nutrition is. And then, of course, another big component of time nutrition is eating every 2 to 3 hours. So no matter how you move these meal options around, they just need to be spaced out every 2 to 3 hours. What I plan on doing is setting alarms on my phone. So once I finish creating my meal plan for the week, I know exactly when I'm going to be doing my workout every single day. I will set alarms that say, this time I wake up, at this time I eat my pre-workout meal, at this time I drink my Energize, at this time I do my workout. Right after my workout, I do my Recover and my fruit, and at this time I eat my post-workout meal. meal option 1, 2, yada, yada, yada. So I want to encourage you to set alarms on your phone until you get the hang of this. And honestly, I will probably use the alarms throughout the entire duration of the program. And this just reiterates something that I mentioned a second ago. You do not have to eat a full hour to an hour and a half before your workout. If you digest food quickly and working out on a full stomach doesn't bother you, you can literally eat 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before your workout and go get it done. Autumn says that she can sit down and eat a full breakfast of like, you know, eggs and oatmeal and vegetables. She can scarf all that down and go straight to the gym and get her workout done. I can't do that. I'm going to need a little bit more time. So the importance of that pre-workout meal is just ensuring that you have fuel in your body to do your workout. If you don't want to wake up 90 minutes before you do your workout, or even 60 minutes before you do your workout, then that time can be shortened. This right here just gives an example of what that Plan B, here's the container count for Plan B right here. That's the 1,500 to 1,799 calorie bracket. Here's an example of what that would look like. So pre-workout meal, pre-workout supplement, workout supplement with a hydrate, post-workout supplement, post-workout meal. Those cannot be changed, except for the pre-workout meal, which could have been swapped with this Shakeology option. Okay, meal option 2, meal option 3. So basically what I mean when I say that you can swap around meal options but not containers is this. Let's say that you ate this pre-workout meal of the spinach with the eggs and the oatmeal and the olive oil. And meal option 1 down here is Shakeology. But let's say that you don't want Shakeology then. You'd rather have your celery sticks, your grapes, and your hummus. Well, then you can swap these two. And you can eat your celery sticks, your grapes, and your hummus here. And then let's say you still don't want Shakeology. You can go on ahead and eat meal option 3. And then before you go to bed, you can have your Shakeology. As long as you're keeping the containers with the proper options, you can move them around, except your workout block, okay? Rest day nutrition looks a little bit different, but it's not drastic. Your container count will not change. So if you're on Plan B, you will still be eating these exact same number of containers every single day. You can still move around the meal options, but don't swap around the containers within each option. You're still going to eat 2 to 3 hours. You obviously don't need to use the performance line on these days. And then the purple fruit that you typically have right here, with your post-workout recover, that fruit essentially just gets moved up here to meal option 2. So just keep that in mind on rest days. So you kind of want to play around with that. Now we talked about refeed day and deplete days and stuff like that, but those will be talked about as we kind of get into those phases. I don't want you to stress about those right now. You need to use a tracker. So this is a really awesome menu planner that comes in your starter guide, or actually I think it comes in your eating plan guide. I'm not really sure. However, I want to provide you all with something that you may find to be a little more useful. You can absolutely use the planner that comes in your guide. So don't think that you can't. You could probably Google and find some trackers as well. However, I had a girl reach out to me earlier today, which came at the perfect time since we have this call tonight. And she actually has created, this is what it looks like. She sent me one earlier today. She has created an 80-day obsession timed meal planner and tracker. And I think she has them listed on Etsy for $9.99, but she has given our group a code of Get Obsessed, and this will all be posted in the group, that you can use for 50% off. So you can get what I'm about to show you for like $5 on Etsy. It's just a downloadable PDF file, so you'll get it immediately as soon as you buy it. So it's not like it has to be mailed to you or anything like that. You can start planning right away. So here is what is included in that tracker. This is not something that you have to do. I just want you to know that there are other options to track your meals and your daily habits and your progress measurements and stuff like that as you go. So there is a measurement tracker. This is how you track your daily progress. So you would have one of these for every single day of the week. You would track exactly which containers you're eating at all the different meal options. Here's all of your supplements. Here's your water goal tracker. This is a weekly meal planner. I'm really excited to use this one. You can plan out your entire week's worth of containers. So that's really awesome. And then you can make your grocery list, and it's color coordinated so that you can list all of your proteins here, all of your fruits here, all of your veggies here. And then a habit tracker. I thought this part was really cool. So you can put, a check mark if you hit your water goal, if you stayed on track 100% with your containers, and if you got your workout done. So Like I said, not something that you have to get over on Etsy. She just reached out to me today and said that she would love to offer our group a 50% off code. So here is the link to that. I'll post this all in the group, so don't worry. And it's a downloadable PDF file. And with this code, Get Obsessed, we get 50% off. So it'll just be $5 for the downloadable PDF file that includes all of these trackers. So regardless of how you decide to track your workouts and your nutrition and everything like that and plan, just be sure that you are using a tracker of some sort. Here are some workout block examples. Now, I love this because it really shows you that you can, regardless of whether you're doing your workout in the morning or midday or in the evening, it really kind of breaks it down and shows you exactly what that would look like as far as all of your meals are concerned, and in terms of really what those meals will look like in relation to when you're getting your workout done. So if you're going to work out early in the morning, wake up time would be 5:30. You'd have your pre-workout meal, you drink your Energize, and then you would get your workout done at 7:30. Like I said, if you don't need that much time for your food to digest, it's not that big of a deal. You could move your workout up, or you could wake up a little bit later. So these are just templates for you to follow. So be sure that you're going through your eating plan guide to kind of figure out, whenever you're going to be working out each day, how you can kind of really shift and focus that workout block to really fit that schedule. Let's see, down here is kind of what the Time Nutrition meal plan would look like if you're not using the performance line. So if you don't have that post-workout recover or the Energize or the recharge or any of that stuff. So be sure you're going through all of that for sure. Tips and tricks. So I'm sure that one of the first questions I was going to get, which is why I included this here, was, so where do I find like the list of foods to know exactly what I can eat as far as a protein is concerned? So I wanted to show you where that's at. It's just under program materials. So if you click on 80-Day Obsession and then you click on the program materials tab somewhere on here, there we go. This is where the starter guide is. This is where all of the eating plans are. Please notice that there are vegan eating plans if that, suits your fancy. But here's the container food list. So if you click on this, it will open up a PDF file that will tell you, exactly what some good, clean, healthy proteins are, what some good fruit options are, anything and everything that you could possibly have to choose from as far as the containers are concerned. So it's taking a while to load, but you get the gist. That's where you find it at. Please also be sure that you're checking out the Team Beachbody blog. They do lots of articles as far as like tips and tricks and resources for 80-Day Obsession, and a ton of recipes that will fit the meal plan. Pinterest is a great resource for Shakeology recipes and just food recipes in general. These are two articles that I found on the Team Beachbody blog. So I wanted to show them to you so that you could see how awesome the Team Beachbody blog is. This first one is some options for pre-workout meals. I love this. It's not just like combinations of foods that, fit the meal plan. They specifically fit what that pre-workout block looks like. So spinach and bacon quinoa muffins, a pumpkin parfait, a vegan veggie burger. This obviously is for plans A, B, and C, so be sure you read that. A breakfast grain bowl. So all of these recipes right here that are listed in this. Oh, and there's even more. What is this? A breakfast burrito. So that's a really awesome option for like a grab and go. But these all fit that pre-workout block of needing a protein, a carb, a veggie, and a teaspoon. So there's that one. And then this blog article right here, and like I said, I'm going to send you guys these slides so you'll have access to all of these links. But this is just kind of to show you how awesome the Team Beachbody blog is. And you have access to this, I should have mentioned this, on your Beachbody On Demand. If you click on blog up here, you'll find all of these articles. So the post-workout meals for plans A, B, and C are the exact same container count as the pre-workout meal. Hopefully my computer's not freezing because of my internet. But chicken zoodles, turkey burger, chicken and egg bowl. So, and they also have options for plans D through F. So there you go. It looks like the only difference is an extra protein. So really amazing resources there that I want all of you to be sure you check out. Additional information. Okay, so like I mentioned, I am in the Coach Test group with Autumn. Super excited about it. She goes live in that group every day with, information and tips and tricks. And I'm so glad that I'm in that group because not only is it motivation for me to stick to the plan 100% because I have to share my results in that group, and corporate will see them, but I also get really useful information from Autumn to share with all of you. So for example, our ability to move the meal plan options around, but just not mess with the containers, and the way that those are organized is something that I learned in that group today. I had no idea that we could move meal options around. And then something else that I want you all to look for is I uploaded just before this call a contract under the files tab of our Facebook group. I will talk about that a little bit more on Sunday, but just be aware that whenever I reference the contract, that is where it will be, is under the files tab. And as I find, trackers that I love, or, any sort of templates or documents that I feel like would be useful to help you all plan and prepare for the weeks coming up, I will upload all of those in the files tab of our Facebook group. So just another way that we can use that as a resource. Okay, so what's next? Prep your meals, plan your meals, get them prepped before Monday gets here. Plan your workout times, guys. It's so important to plan your workout times. I will be working out in the morning. I highly, 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 highly recommend that if it is conducive to your schedule, or if you can make it a new schedule and make it work, get your workout done in the morning. I know that we're not all morning people. I used to not be, but I taught myself to be. And it really just sets you up for a really successful day. Not only like in terms of your mood, but if you get your workout done first thing, you're more likely to stay on track throughout the day. And you're not leaving your workout up to chance for whenever you had a really long, stressful day at work and the kids had practice, having to get your workout done, late in the evening whenever you get home. So, don't stress out about this time nutrition. It's going to take time to get it down. Ask questions in the group. We'll get them answered, and just do your best, because at the end of the day, that's all we can do is our best. So just don't stress out about it. That is all that I specifically had as far as content is concerned. I did write down a couple questions that I got in the group, and then just in one-on-one conversations that I want to address really quick. And then anybody else who has questions, you can just unmute your mic in a second and we will go from there. So the first question that I got was about traveling, and in regards to traveling and how to stay on track when you're traveling. Here's the thing. You're just going to have to be committed to the process enough to where you plan for travel. So if you're going on a trip and it is a trip that will allow you to take food with you, even if it's just your snacks or your Shakeology or some fruit that has skin on it that would be easy to peel and eat. If you're going over to a family's house for dinner, or, whatever traveling looks like for you, you need to take your food if possible. Now, I'm not saying you have to take like all 3 meal options and everything like that, but just be mindful of what you can take that would be easy to travel with. If you are going out to eat and you know that you still have meal option 3 left, and that is I'm making this up, by the way, if that's a red, a green, and a yellow, then what you would need to do is order something that is on that red list, so like a chicken breast or a lean piece of steak that's not cooked in butter or oil, some steamed vegetables, which would be your green, and then a sweet potato. And then just think about your containers when you're eating that meal and try to limit yourself to what you think would fit in that yellow container or that red container. But you're just going to have to be so obsessed with getting results and making your health and fitness a priority that you just make it work. It's not always going to be easy, but it's just important that you really shift your mindset around, staying committed to the process. Another question that I got was in regards to, like if you're married or if you have kids, and how do you stay on track with this sort of nutrition plan while still being able to provide meals and food for your family? Here's the thing. That meal option 3, I think it is, that include like your last meal of the day, if you keep it that way, that includes like a protein and a veggie and a carb. You can make lots of really awesome recipes that utilize those containers, whether it's like, a whole wheat pasta with like a modified chicken parmesan or something like that your family would eat, that would allow you to fulfill that specific meal option that you have left for that day. You're going to have to plan for that. As far as snacking and, lunches and breakfast and stuff is concerned, depending on, your family situation, that could look a little bit different. I know for me, I'm going to have specific prep staples in my fridge at all times. And I will be sharing, I didn't mention this, but I will be sharing my meal plans with you before the end of the weekend, so that you can, if you are in plan A, you can kind of see what my meal plan will be looking like for week 1. And everybody will be sharing their meal plan before the end of Sunday. to give you guys some ideas. So you're just going to have to, like I said, be obsessed with the process, make it a priority, and keep those, like if dinner is going to be the issue and you need to cook dinner for the whole family and you don't want to cook 2 separate meals, just be sure that the meal option you're leaving for that dinner meal or that supper meal is one that is conducive to feeding your family. Or do what I'm going to do and just have staples prepped in your fridge. I'm totally like a creature of habit, and I can eat the same thing every single day. And I can like eat weird combinations of foods that don't really make sense. But if that's not you, you're just going to have to get creative and figure out how to get all of your meals in by fitting in those containers. So I am going to open the floor now for anybody that has additional questions. So if you have questions about anything, Beachbody On Demand, the workouts, equipment, the Time Nutrition, which is where I'm expecting us to have the most questions at, or anything, just unmute yourself. If you can't unmute yourself, then turn your video on and raise your hand. Nope.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Is this Kayla?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have like a weird random question, but it's about the Shakeology. I tried it the other day just to try it before the workout plans start, and it gave me like the worst stomach pains ever. Is that like because my body's not used to the stuff that's in there? Has anybody else had that issue?
There is a good chance. Shakeology is super dense, as you know, it contains a lot of superfoods that we don't get from like eating, regular exercise. So it could just be an investment for your body. Did you order the vegan or the regular?
Yeah, the vegan chocolate cafe vanilla or cafe latte and vanilla.
So that's definitely good because I think that our vegan Shakeology, which utilizes protein, is definitely easier on the stomach. But unless you're in miserable pain, I would give it at least a week of drinking it every single day to see if your body adjusts to it. It's just there's so many nutrients in that shake that your body is not used to getting. So it could just be sort of an adjustment. That's really good.
Okay.
How did you blend it? Did you blend it?
I didn't add anything to it. I was just trying it just to try it, so I hadn't put anything into it yet. I wanted to see what the actual flavor of it was by itself.
So I'm going to be honest, I cannot drink it just shaken with water. I always put either half a banana or some frozen fruit in it, depending on what flavor I'm using, and then ice and water to make it like a smoothie texture. And then you can even have like peanut butter to make it a little creamier. So I would definitely like kind of play around with what you're blending it with, and try it out for a week, and then you can talk and see how you're feeling.
Okay.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions about the nutrition plan or anything? Anything at all? If y'all don't have any questions, that means I did a really good job explaining it, and I don't know that I fully believe that. And of course, we'll be in the Facebook group, so if any questions come up or anything, you can always post anything and everything that you need in that group. So I'll give it just a couple more seconds to see if anybody unmutes themselves. Okay, I don't think we have any questions. So if you think of a question, or if you're watching a recorded version of this and you have questions, just be sure to post them in our group. Be sure to check into the group every single day for all of the, sort of prep week, content and information. I will be uploading my meal plan for week 1. I'm going to say by Friday, just to give y'all the weekend to look at it in case you want to. If you have your meal plan done before Sunday evening, upload it in the group, because there may be somebody that's in the same calorie bracket as you that just needs some help figuring out what to eat for the week. And so not only will it help hold you accountable as far as planning and getting your meal plan and preparing and stuff done, but it will also help somebody else. So check into the group, upload your meal plan. We'll talk about the contract this weekend. And if anything comes up, just be sure to let me know. And in the meantime, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your evening.